The right dog won't just keep you company in retirement. It can measurably add years to your life. That's not a feel-good slogan. When researchers in Sweden followed 3.5 million people for over a decade, they found that owning a dog was linked to a lower risk of dying. And for people living alone, the effect was the strongest of all. A dog in the house cut the risk of death by roughly a third. But here's what that study didn't tell you. It matters enormously which dog. The wrong breed, too strong, too fast, too much for the hands that hold the leash, can put a senior on the floor with a broken hip in a single unlucky second on a slippery kitchen tile. The right breed does the exact opposite. It lowers your blood pressure. It gets you moving just enough. It gives you a reason to stand up in the morning without ever asking for more than you have to give. So today we're counting down the 10 best dog breeds for seniors. Some of these you'll expect, a few you won't. And number 1 genuinely surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it, because on paper it looks like the single worst choice on this entire list, and it turns out to be the opposite. Stay with me, because number 7 is the one nobody ever puts on these lists, and it has almost nothing to do with the dog being cute. It's about something most people don't think about until it's too late. Let's start the countdown. Number 10, the Pug. We begin with a face nobody has ever successfully said no to. And that's the whole point of this breed. The Pug was bred for exactly one job, sitting in a lap and keeping royalty company. Not hunting, not herding, not guarding. Companionship, full stop. That's thousands of years of selective breeding aimed at one single outcome, a dog whose deepest instinct is to be near you. For a senior, that's not a small thing. A Pug is completely satisfied with a short shuffle around the block and then a whole afternoon asleep against your hip. It doesn't pull, it doesn't bolt, it doesn't need a 2-hour hike to stop climbing the walls. Now, I'll be honest with you, because this channel doesn't do dishonest. That flat little face means Pugs struggle in the heat and snore like a chainsaw, and they'll cost you a bit more at the vet than most. But if what you want is a dog whose entire personality is wherever you are, is where I want to be, this is where you start. Number 9, the Shih Tzu. This breed spent 1,000 years inside Chinese palaces doing nothing but warming the laps of emperors. It has never worked a day in its ancestry, and it isn't about to start now. That history left you with a dog that is genuinely built for the life a lot of seniors actually live. Indoors, calm, close. They're small but they're sturdy, not fragile like some toy breeds. A couple of gentle walks a day is plenty. The one thing to know is the coat. Left long, it needs real grooming. But almost every senior I've heard from just keeps it clipped short, and the problem disappears. What you're left with is an unbothered, affectionate little dog that adapts to an apartment, a bungalow, or a care flat without complaint. It doesn't need your whole day, it just needs you in the room. Number 8, the Maltese. Under 7 pounds. That number matters more than it looks. A Maltese is light enough to lift with one arm, carry up a step, or lift onto a bed or into a car without straining a back or a shoulder. For anyone whose grip or balance isn't what it was, a dog you can physically manage isn't a luxury. It's the difference between a companion and a hazard. They shed almost nothing, which is a real gift if you or your visitors have allergies. They live a long time. 12 to 15 years is normal, and they bond so tightly to one person that they'll follow you from room to room for the rest of their life. The only caution is the same as the strength. They're small and delicate, so they're not the pick for a house full of stampeding grandchildren. But for a quiet home, a Maltese is a devotion machine in a body you can pick up with one hand. Number 7, the Chihuahua. Now here's the one I promised. The one that never makes these lists. And I know exactly what you're thinking, because everyone thinks it. Yappy, nervous, snappy, the dog that trembles in a handbag and bites the mailman. Here's the truth almost nobody says out loud. That reputation doesn't come from the breed. It comes from tiny, frightened, badly socialized dogs raised by people who never taught them the world was safe. A Chihuahua raised properly is one of the most devoted, close-bonded lapdogs on the planet. It needs almost no exercise, it costs almost nothing to feed, it fits, quite literally, in the crook of your arm. But that's not the real reason it's on this list. Here's the part that's stranger, and it isn't about being cute at all. It's about time. Chihuahuas routinely live 15 to 18 years. Some make it past 20. And when you're choosing a companion later in life, that number stops being a footnote and quietly becomes the whole question. The dog that stays, The one that's still there, still curled against you long after most breeds would be gone. That question of time comes back at number 1, and it changes everything about the choice. And if that landed somewhere, here's the thing worth saying out loud. The bond between a person and the right dog isn't luck. It's built, and it starts with choosing an animal whose needs actually fit the life you have, not the life a breeder's poster promised. That's the entire point of this channel. So if you're trying to get this decision right, subscribe, because getting it right is what we do here every single week. Number 6. The Bichon Frises. The Bichon looks like a cheerful cotton ball, and honestly, that's not far from its personality. This is a breed that was put on this earth to make people happy, and it takes the job seriously. Endlessly friendly, gentle with strangers, delighted by visitors. A Bichon turns a quiet house into a warm one. 2 things make it especially good for seniors. First, it barely sheds, and its coat is one of the more allergy-friendly out there, so it works even for people who thought they couldn't have a dog at all. Second, it's small but solid. Sturdy enough to handle, light enough to lift, and not so fragile you're afraid to let it near your feet. It wants company more than it wants exercise. Give it a couple of short walks and a lap to sit on, and a Bichon will spend the rest of its life trying to cheer you up. Number 5. The Pomeranian. Don't let the size fool you. Inside that fluffy little body is a dog with the confidence of something 10 times bigger, and for a lot of seniors, that's exactly the appeal. A Pomeranian is a genuine little watchdog. It will announce every visitor, every knock, every stranger at the gate, which for someone living alone can be a quiet kind of security. You always know when someone's there. They're tiny, portable, and they thrive in small spaces. They don't need much room, and they don't need long walks. What they do need is attention and a bit of grooming, because that famous coat doesn't maintain itself. But if you want a dog that's small enough to carry and alert enough to feel like a second set of ears in the house, the Pomeranian punches so far above its weight it's almost funny. Number 4. The Miniature Poodle. This is the smart one. And for a senior, intelligence isn't a party trick, it's practical. A miniature poodle learns your routine, learns your words, and listens the first time you ask, which matters a great deal when bending down to correct a dog isn't as easy as it once was. A dog that understands you is a dog you can manage. They're one of the lowest shedding, most allergy-friendly breeds in existence. They live a long, healthy life, and they've got just enough athleticism to keep you gently active without dragging you around the block. And if you're thinking about that longevity question from number 7 again, good, because you should be. A well-bred miniature poodle will often be with you for 15 years or more. This is a dog that learns your habits and then keeps them, long-term right by your side. That's also the perfect moment to say, if this channel is helping you weigh this the right way, hit subscribe. Choosing the companion that fits your life is exactly what we work through together here. Number 3. The Havanese. The Havanese is the national dog of Cuba, and like a few others on this list, it was bred for one purpose only: companionship. But the Havanese takes it further than most. This is a true Velcro dog. It doesn't just live with you, it attaches to you, follows you, and reads your mood so closely that on a bad day it'll simply go quiet and stay close, without being asked. It's small, it's sturdy, it barely sheds, and it does beautifully in an apartment. A little play, a short walk, and it's content. It asks for very little space and gives back an enormous amount of presence. If you live alone and what you're really looking for isn't a pet but a shadow, a warm, watchful, constant companion that's genuinely tuned to how you're feeling, the Havanese might be the most emotionally present dog on this entire list. Number 2. The Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. If there were an award for the gentlest temperament in the dog world, the Cavalier would win it walking away. Bred to sit in the laps of nobility, this breed is affectionate to an almost unbelievable degree. Sweet with strangers, patient with grandchildren, easy with other pets, and utterly devoted to whoever it lives with. It asks for gentle walks and gives back total, unconditional attachment. I have to be straight with you on one thing, because it's important. The breed is prone to a heart condition, so this is a dog where you either buy from a breeder who health tests their lines, or, better still for many seniors, you adopt an older Cavalier whose temperament is already settled and whose history you can actually see. Do that, and you've got what many people consider the single most affectionate companion breed alive. The only reason it isn't number 1 is that number 1 solves a problem the Cavalier can't. And before we get there, this is your last chance to subscribe before the surprise. Because the dog at number 1 is the one nobody believes until they've lived with it. Number 1, the Greyhound. I know, you spent this whole list expecting number 1 to be some tiny lapdog. Instead, you're looking at a 70-pound former racing athlete that can hit 45 miles an hour. It looks like the single worst possible choice for a senior on the entire internet. It's the best, and here's why. The Greyhound is the most famous couch potato in the dog world, and that is not a joke. After a short walk or two, a Greyhound sleeps 18 hours a day. They are quiet, they are calm, they almost never bark, they don't jump on people, and here's the part that matters most of all for a senior. Because they were trained from birth to walk and run in a straight, controlled line, they walk beautifully on a leash. No lunging, no zigzagging under your feet, no sudden yank that puts you on the pavement. For anyone worried about a fall, that steadiness isn't a nice to have. It's everything. And then there's the thing this list has been circling the whole time. Most Greyhounds available to you are retired racers. Adult dogs already trained, already calm, who have worked hard for the first years of their lives and want nothing now but a soft couch and a gentle hand. You're not raising a puppy. You're giving a good dog a quiet ending, and it gives you a steady, undemanding, deeply affectionate companion in return. Two lives that both needed exactly this, arriving at exactly the right time. Remember that study I opened with, the 3.5 million people, and the biggest benefit going to those who lived alone? This is what it looks like in practice. Not the flashiest dog, not the smallest. The one that quietly walks beside you, keeps you moving just enough, and asks for nothing but your company. So if you or someone you love is thinking about a dog for the years ahead, don't start with the breed you'd expect. Start with the life you actually live, and choose the dog that fits it. That's the whole reason this channel exists, to help you get this one right, because you usually only get to get it right once. Next time, we're breaking down the 5 biggest mistakes seniors make when adopting a dog, and the third one sends more dogs back to the shelter than any other. See you in the next one.